Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about Tiamat's Wrath. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Book 8 of the Expanse series by James S.A. Corey. If you want to see my videos on the first 7 books, then the link is right above. I know it's been quite a few months since I've talked about Persepolis Rising, but I was planning on getting it out last month, but then like the whole hype around the Dune movie, and I was like, well, I gotta read the Dune book. So that's why this is delayed. But okay, so we continue on right from the end of Persepolis Rising, not right, a few months later, and Holden is captive on Laconia, and Avasarala is dead. She died of old age, which is good, she went out relatively happy, I guess. And he goes to a funeral, and he meets her granddaughter, and he talks to Drummel, who used to be the president of the transport union, but isn't anymore. And as much as I like Holden as a character, I like him being captured for most of the book because we get to focus on the other members of the Rocinante. It, I don't know, him being gone is something that brings the group together in a way, and we get much more focus on each of them. So LV is sent on a Laconian mission to all these dead worlds, which are like, well, they're like planets that we can't live on, you know. So like, I don't know, Venus and shit. And they find this huge green diamond, which interacts with the protomolecule, but they're forced by the commander to move on to the next system before they could probe it. The Laconian commander reveals that they're going to send an antimatter laden ship through the ring gates to attack these creatures which have been eating ships. And Naomi, she's been looking for like the resistance against Laconia. And she goes to the station and meets Bobby and Alex. They haven't seen each other in a while. It's been about 4 months since Persepolis Rising ended. So it's kind of a happy reunion, but also kind of sad at the same time because they're not with Holden and Carissa's dead. So it doesn't seem like the whole family's together, you know? It's like when you go to like a relative's house or like for Christmas dinner and a lot of relatives have moved away. It's nice, but it's not the same, you know? So Bobby and Alex leave to capture this Laconian freighter, which carries these supplies, and a high-ranking political officer. But the officer and the spies are caught in a crossfire and killed, so the plan horribly backfires. And one of the Laconian ships, they see them, and they fight a little bit, but both ships are not like doing good, and they're wondering if it's even worth it. But Bobby finds the antimatter, and she starts this plan to kill the ship. So one of the few new characters we meet is Teresa, who is Duarte's daughter, and a lot of times when they introduce new characters late in the game, they're not as interesting, but I feel like she is very interesting because her dad's fucking crazy, and she kind of defends him the whole time, but then she realizes, nah, he's pretty crazy. So she kind of has that little arc of like acceptance, discovery and acceptance and stuff. The discovery, denial, acceptance, you know. So she learns that her father wants her to be like his second in command, or like first, if he dies, then she'll take over. Even though he wants to live forever, like Baruza from Doctor Who. And they talk with Holden, and she's told, like, she's trained her whole life to, well, not her whole life. She's trained to not trust Holden because he's evil. He's an evil man. And she gets a friend named Timothy, who, by the way he talked and acted, we quickly guessed it was Amos in disguise. And I like when later she finds out this happens later in the book. She wonders if he was ever her friend, and he's like, Holden's like, well, if he told you he was a friend, then he was her friend. I like that. Amos is a very straightforward person. He doesn't try to mess with people emotionally like that. So Naomi's on this ship to the Laconian outpost, and she's trying to like avoid being discovered by them. And she's saved by this engineer who she met back in book six. Now I admit it's been quite a while since I read book six, so I don't exactly remember who he is. So Elvi's trying to stop the Laconian experiment, but it doesn't work because it causes the neutron star to collapse into this black hole and emit these gamma rays, which light up the slow zone and destroy two of the ring gates. So Duarte tells Teresa that they're going to send another antimatter ship, but before the attack can be carried out, the aliens make their own attack, and everyone like sees, I don't know, everybody's having this weird like Star Trek the Motion Picture thing where they're like having these visions and they could see things between, they could like see the atoms and stuff. And LV is wounded and several of the colleagues are killed. The Medina station is like blown up basically, and Duarte becomes catatonic, which is kind of ironic because he says he was going to live forever, yet here he is, kind of out of the main events for quite a large portion of the book. So Bobby talks to Naomi and like, I have this plan to blow up the Laconian ship, and it's a very risky plan. And Naomi's like, yeah, do it, because he trusts Bobby. They've had this like friendship that's been going on for decades, and honestly, like scenes like old chapters like this are really nice because you get to see how the characters grew together. I love the 30-year time jump that happened between 6 and 7, and how that's kind of expanded upon here. So Holden realizes that something is wrong in Laconia, and he speaks with Cortisol, who was in the other books. So he wants to kill Teresa because he doesn't want her to become immortal. And Holden's like, I don't know if that's the plan. I don't, I don't think that's a good thing to do. So Naomi travels to Oberon, and she takes over the like underground with kind of the working class citizens. Elvi lands on Laconia and is told about Duarte going into a coma, and she's like sent to run the science stuff there. And Holden is trying to tell them of Cortisol's plot against Teresa. Teresa is injured, and she goes to visit Timothy. Whoa, guys! Timothy is Amos Bolton. Who would have predicted that? It was me when I read the earlier chapters. I love being right about things. Doesn't happen that much, but I was right about this. So the Laconian security find them and they kill Amos, but they can't find his body after they kill him. So what's going to happen with him? Is he going to become a ghost? Just like the guy from Leviathan Wakes. I forgot his name. Miller, just like Miller. Who knows? So LV finds these like children who died, but similar to Amos, but they're like revived by the repair drones. So a lot of people dying, a lot of people coming back to life. It's very exciting. So Alex and Bobby are gonna bomb the Laconian ship, and Alex is able to like do his part of the plan right and distract everybody, but Bobby does the bomb and dies in the process. But she killed the ship. She destroys the ship. She saved the day, but she's dead. And I'm so sick of these main characters dying. Like, it's not good for my mental health, guys. It's not good for my mental health. First we have Milo, then we have then we have what's her name? Clarissa. Then we have Avasarala. Now we have Bobby. It's like bam, 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 bam. You think Game of Thrones is brutal. I don't know. A lot of people dying. So LV tells Teresa about Cortisol's plot, and she tells her how much of a city person Duarte is. Naomi and Alex come back to the Rocinante, and well, they weren't like planning on meeting each other, but they meet each other, and it has been stuck in the freehold. since Persepolis Rising, so it's been a few months. So the battle's won, but the war is still going on. So Naomi summons all these ships from the other ring worlds to attack the Laconia. So Naomi gets like 400 ships to attack Laconia, and it's just they uh they draw like the big ship away from the planet, so nobody's really guarding the shipyards, so they could destroy all those other ships. Duarte wakes up from his coma and kills Cortisol. Oh no, my favorite character died. Oh no. I'm just kidding. I don't really care much for him. Teresa escapes Laconia with Holden. She rescues Holden and they escape. Turns out that Holden was the one who convinced Cortisol to kill Teresa, but it was like his plan to make Duarte betray Cortisol. It's a complicated plan. I still don't understand much of it. Naomi and Alex, the plan succeeds, and they're able to kill all the shipyards. And Holden and Teresa get back to the Rocinante. It's a very heartfelt reunion. Naomi and Holden haven't seen each other in months. It's very sweet. It's nice to have half of the gang back together because the other half's dead. Rest in peace, Amos. But no, don't rest in peace, Amos, because he's back, just like Miller was. And he's like, oh yeah, the proto-molecule people, they're gonna kill, like, all of humanity. And then the book ends. So I thought this book was the best one in the series by far. I thought it was the most emotionally resonant because we get to see all the characters like so many decades after the first book. When I started this series, one, I didn't know that it would be like the same characters in all nine books. I thought it was going to be something like, like there'd be a time jump, but it would be like new characters, like the next generation or something. I didn't know it was going to be like all the characters and we get to see how they grow and change. That's what makes these books really nice because the characters get to be so fleshed out. And because one, they're big books, and two, there's a lot of them. Uh, Teresa, the new character, was actually very well developed. She kind of has the mentality of a teenage girl with like her birthday party and stuff like that. And well, the birthday party is more of a political thing than it was for her anyway. See, I like the whole arc she has of like finding out her father's evil, denying it, accepting it, working with Holden, and escaping. That's cool. I'm really interested in like what her character would do in book nine, if she is in book nine. Very sad about Bobby. I don't think the Amos death hurt me enough emotionally. I mean, I liked Amos. I think Amos is actually better on the TV series. I'm only 3 seasons in. I like the TV series. But, I don't know. I feel like in the books he wasn't as developed as some of the other characters. So when he died, I wasn't that upset. Though when Bobby died, I was upset. But at least he went out in a blaze of glory. That's what Naomi said. Like, that's how she would have wanted to go. I like the little like talks between her and Alex about all the people they've lost. It's very melancholy and sweet because at least they have those like shared experiences they could bond over. So all in all, very good book, very tense, very you could tell it's like grinding to an end, which is true because there's only one more book, Leviathan Falls. Now I don't know when I'll be reading this. Hopefully I'll have a video up by January by the time I finish it because I do have some other books on my radar. Next week, I'm going to be talking about the fifth season by N.K. Jemisin, and I'm planning on the week after that, where I'll be talking about A Study in Scarlet by Arthur Conan Doyle. I'm reading both of those books as of right now, so I'll probably get those videos out soon. So yeah, it might take a while before I get to Leviathan Falls. But yeah, I'm loving this series. I've been invested for like over a year and a half, so obviously I like it. The TV show's pretty good, but I don't feel like making videos on it because it's basically like, they change stuff from the books, but it's a pretty good adaptation. And I feel redundant making videos about the TV series. Uh, so yeah, what do you guys think about Tiamat's Wrath? Am I pronouncing that right? I don't know. Uh, I'll see you guys next time. Let me know down in the comments what you thought, and have a nice night. Peace.